What happened recently on Jimmy Kimmel's late-night show was something that no one in Hollywood could have predicted, not even the host himself. The legendary Al Pacino, known for his calm demeanor and immense experience, shocked the live audience by walking off the stage after a heated exchange of words with Jimmy Kimmel that turned ugly faster than anyone could imagine. It all began innocently as Kimmel welcomed Al Pacino with his usual humorous style, cracking jokes about Pacino's long film career and the countless iconic roles he has played. But soon, what was meant to be harmless fun crossed the line. Kimmel made remarks about certain controversies from Pacino's past, rumors of on-set tempers and alleged difficult behavior with co-stars. He smiled as he said them, expecting Pacino to laugh along, but the veteran actor did not find it amusing. His expression grew serious and he leaned in toward Kimmel, warning him in a firm voice to stay away from old, false stories. This was the moment the mood shifted completely, as silence fell across the audience who were expecting light-hearted fun, but now sensed real tension brewing on stage. Kimmel, perhaps misjudging the intensity of Pacino's reaction, tried to brush the moment off with another joke, saying something like, "Oh, come on, Al. We all know the legends are half the fun." But Pacino was having none of it. He stared at Kimmel with a cold intensity that felt like watching Michael Corleone himself back in action. The audience nervously laughed, unsure whether this was part of some scripted gag or a genuine confrontation. Pacino calmly but firmly replied, "Jimmy, you don't know where the line is, do you? These stories you mention have cost me more than laughs, careers, friendships." The studio grew even quieter. The tension could be cut with a knife. Kimmel awkwardly shuffled his notes, clearly trying to pivot the conversation back to Pacino's recent projects, but the damage had already been done. Pacino wasn't going to let this slide that easily. Pacino, now visibly upset, continued, "You talk like this because you've never stood where I've stood, Jimmy. These things you call rumors, people lived them. I lived them, and I paid the price." His voice was low but heavy with meaning. The atmosphere was electric, the audience afraid to even clap or laugh. Kimmel forced an uncomfortable smile, trying to rescue the situation by saying, "Come on, Al. You're a legend. People admire you more because of these wild tales." But that only made it worse. Pacino shot back, "Is that what this is about? Making me the clown of your show? You want me to sit here while you drag my life out for cheap laughs?" The room fell silent again. The camera crew exchanged worried glances. Even the band was quiet. The moment had turned real, unscripted, and no one knew how it would end. Kimmel quickly looked to his producers off camera, seeking help, but it was too late. The legendary actor had reached his limit. Al Pacino then leaned back in his chair, looking at the audience with a bitter smile. "This is why I don't do these shows anymore," he said. The audience gasped lightly. He pointed at Kimmel and said, "You bring people on not to talk about their craft, their work, their passion. You bring them to make headlines, to get clicks. Is that what this is?" Kimmel was visibly shaken now, fumbling for words. No, Al, that's not it. You know we respect you here," he stammered, but Pacino interrupted him. "Respect? You call this respect? Making me sit here while you dredge up every piece of garbage gossip from my past? This is not respect, Jimmy. This is bait, and I'm not biting anymore." The audience didn't know whether to applaud the courage or sit frozen in the awkwardness. Some nervous chuckles came, but most sat stiff, waiting for what would happen next. Kimmel tried again to soften the blow, but it was pointless. Pacino was done. What happened next stunned everyone. Pacino calmly removed his lapel microphone, stood up slowly from his chair, and said with quiet finality, "I think this interview is over." The audience gasped audibly this time. Kimmel looked completely shocked, hands in the air, saying, "Al, wait, don't go." But the Oscar-winning actor didn't look back. He turned and slowly walked off the set while the camera panned awkwardly to Kimmel's face, full of disbelief and regret. The house band remained frozen. No music played. For a moment, the show was dead silent. No jokes, no laughter, just raw, uncomfortable reality. Kimmel tried to recover by making a light-hearted remark. but his voice cracked slightly, betraying his embarrassment. The producers quickly cut to a commercial break, ending the live feed before the damage could spread further. But the audience had seen it all, and word was already spreading like wildfire across social media. Backstage reports say Pacino was furious after he left the set. Witnesses claim he muttered to his publicist, "Never again. Never this clown show." Again, his manager reportedly argued with Kimmel's producers, demanding that the controversial segment never be aired. Meanwhile, Kimmel was seen pacing his dressing room, worried and frustrated, asking his team how things could have gone so wrong so fast. A source from the show revealed that the questions had not been pre-approved by Pacino's team, a serious violation of the usual protocol for A-list guests. Pacino apparently felt ambushed, believing that the segment was supposed to focus on his new film and theater projects, not old scandals and career gossip. The show's staff were left scrambling, unsure whether to apologize publicly or let the yacht story fade. But it was too late. The incident had already exploded on Twitter, Instagram, and every gossip site imaginable. By the next morning, hashtags like Pacino walks out and Kimmel vs. Pacino were trending worldwide. Clips from the awkward moment were being shared millions of times within hours. Fans on both sides were debating fiercely. Some defended Pacino, saying he deserved better and that Kimmel crossed a line with his tasteless jokes. Others argued that Pacino overreacted and should have handled the situation with grace, considering his decades in the spotlight. Celebrities and industry insiders started weighing in too. Robert De Niro reportedly called Pacino to express his support, while some younger stars posted cryptic messages about respecting legends. Even talk show hosts like Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Fallon made sly references to the drama on their own programs. The incident had officially become the talk of the town, overshadowing every other Hollywood story of the week. Statements from both camps soon followed. Kimmel's team released an apology saying, "We regret if any remarks made during the interview caused Mr. Pacino discomfort. It was never our intention to disrespect such an esteemed guest." But Pacino's publicist hit back swiftly, releasing a strongly worded message. Mr. Pacino was blindsided by the host's unapproved questions that focused on unfounded rumors instead of his current work. This breach of trust is unacceptable, and Mr. Pacino will not be appearing on the program again. The tone of the response made it clear that bridges had been burned. Entertainment insiders speculated that other big stars might now think twice before appearing on Kimmel's show, fearing similar treatment. There were whispers of producers at rival shows offering Pacino a platform to speak his side of the story, but so far, the actor remained silent, letting the viral moment speak for itself. As the days went by, the fallout from the confrontation kept growing. Late-night ratings analysis showed a strange spike in Kimmel's viewership, as curious fans tuned in to see if he would address the drama on air. But with the bad press mounting, Kimmel kept quiet, making only vague, humorous remarks. Like, some guests don't like surprises without naming Pacino directly. Meanwhile, Pacino withdrew from upcoming promotional appearances, reportedly still angry and unwilling to play along with Hollywood's media games. Industry analysts debated whether this spat would mark a turning point in how late-night shows handle their celebrity guests. "You don't ambush an acting legend like Pacino," one PR expert commented. "The audience wants honesty, but they also expect class." Kimmel miscalculated this time. Rumors also swirled that Pacino was considering legal action, or a tell-all interview to clear his name. For now, the future remains uncertain. Will Al Pacino ever return to the talk show circuit after this humiliation? Will Kimmel adjust his approach to avoid offending future guests? Some insiders believe the damage is permanent, that Pacino has closed the door forever on late-night comedy appearances. Others think Hollywood's short memory will eventually make this blow over, with both men moving on. But one thing is certain, the explosive moment has gone down in TV history as one of the most shocking walk-offs ever captured on camera. It has sparked debates about celebrity privacy, media responsibility, and the boundaries of humor in entertainment. Fans around the world continue to share the video, comment endlessly, and wonder, what was going through Pacino's mind in those tense minutes? And what, if anything, can Jimmy Kimmel do to make amends for pushing a Hollywood legend too far?